My first key step in engagement, which for me is around using your values to really create a really engaging culture. Now, I know a lot of you have been into offices and you've waited in reception and seen values sitting on the reception wall, and actually when you go past the door, actually they don't mean anything. For me, this is really the foundation of everything in engagement, and really having a culture and the way things work within the organisation that reflect within your employee engagement strategy. And I joined Virgin Mobile right at the beginning, back in September 1999, and I was employee number 27. I was very lucky in that I had a blank piece of paper and we started from scratch. And this is the journey that we went through in terms of looking at the values and looking at the culture and then building our engagement initiative around it. So the first thing we did was looking at what do we actually stand for? What are our core values? What do we believe in within Virgin? What are the ways that we work internally with each other as a team and with the senior management team? So we defined the culture and the personality. Then we looked at what I call the employee brand proposition. What are the reasons why this is a great place to work? What are the reasons why people will come and join us and stay with us? And why are we different from our competitors? When we launched Virgin Mobile, we had Vodafone in the same business park and we could all see them through the window, so we all waved and they all waved back. But what made us different from the Vodafones, from the Orange, from the Threes of this world in terms of when we launched Virgin Mobile? And then also, we looked at, okay, what sort of employees should we be targeting? What is the right personality fit? Because let me tell you, there's some people that worked at Virgin who after 3 months would turn around and say, actually, this is not for me. This is not the kind of environment I want to work for. And it really is key to get that right in terms of who you're targeting. And then looking at, okay, what are the recruitment drivers? What are the performance drivers? And then finally, what I call the reasons to believe? What are the reasons why somebody should work for this organisation? What are the key benefits within the organisation? The way we did that is what I call moments of truth. And what we did was we tracked the employee life cycle. And what we looked at is each of those moments of truth through the employee life cycle, we asked the question, does the experience that the employee goes through, does that reflect our brand and our values? And for me, the employee experience is absolutely key in terms of what happens to them, what they feel, what are their emotions, and what are their behaviours. And these were the moments of truth in terms of the circle that we went round. So we started in the top right-hand corner at recruitment. That's a really easy one to do. And we worked around, looked at induction, went through performance management, all the way around, even looking at what happens when somebody actually leaves the organisation and how do we make them feel when they leave the organisation. That journey took about a year. We did it through focus groups, through talking to people, and it's a bit like painting the Forth Road Bridge. Once you get all the way around, you need to look at recruitment again. And that was really our approach in terms of looking at the values and the way people felt. Because for me, these are the vital questions, and as you sit there, think about your company and your brand and try and answer these questions. Why should I join your company? Why should I stay? Why should I turn up every day and give 100% and give of my best? Why should I recommend the organisation as an employee and business? Now for us, this question was absolutely key, the recommendation question, not only as an employee, but as a business and as a customer. And at Virgin Mobile, that was really key, that we had every single employee was a customer, and that was a key driver. Then we're going to recommend a friend, and it then all starts to work that way. And then finally, if you leave the organisation, why should I rejoin? Now, I left Virgin Mobile as part of the Virgin Media takeover 2 years ago. If I was offered another job at Virgin tomorrow, I would go like a shot. And that for me is a really powerful sign about how they're getting it right in terms of I would want to go back. They made me redundant. I was supposed to be bitter and twisted, but I will go back because of the way that they treated me through the whole of my 10 years at Virgin. Because for me, and this is back to one of my key messages, It's all about keeping things simple, and especially keeping things simple in HR. And for me, it's all about what I call the logic and the magic. And the logic for me is getting all that dull stuff right, all the processes, all the policies, getting payroll, so that the employee doesn't see all that, but just has a very smooth and slick process when they work for your company. And then once you've got that established, you can then apply some of what I call the magic touches, the things that make it different in your organisation. What I wanted was people to go home at night when they worked at Virgin, or when having supper with their partners or their family, and say, "How was your day at work, dear?" "Yes, I worked really hard. I was doing this, this and this. But guess what happened at work today?" And that was really a key goal and a key objective in terms of engagement. We did at Virgin, just to set the scene, it's not just a gut feel, but often it is. It's instinctive, some of the stuff that you do, but also, a bit like a marketing campaign, we did a lot of research with our staff, and I think this is an absolutely key part of employee engagement. So we had what we called our employee survey, which was called Heartbeat. Again, because of such a well-known brand, everything we did internally was branded, so that everybody knew when they saw the Heartbeat logo, they knew what the survey was like. We could have called it the Employment Satisfaction Survey, bit dull. We could have called it the Engagement Survey, but we gave it a life of its own in terms of giving it a brand. We also did a lot of focus groups, which is a really good thing to do. Think about induction, get everybody, they've just gone through your recruitment process. You can get a lot of great feedback on how the candidate experience was for your recruitment experience. We also did little things like, as well as doing exit interviews, and I'm sure you all do exit interviews, we did joiner interviews. And in particular, we would send a survey to get this. Every candidate that we rejected after interview, we sent them a survey to ask them what their experience was like. The reason for doing that was candidates that have been rejected, you get very good feedback from. Candidates who are joining you, not so great feedback because they're joining you, but people who have been rejected will give you some great feedback.